You already know what it is, baby.
Yeet. Real Spill in here. We're Real Spill live.
Real Spill, man. Real Spill.
Rest in peace to Kevin Samuel, possibly.
You know, long live, King Samuel, man.
Yeah, that's crazy news. It's still unfolding right now.
King died, man.
Still unfolding. We got just read something before we popped on here from St. Cheese. It said closest source to him, or close to him, had confirmed that he passed away, but still like nothing too concrete.
Because she did it. She hit him with that jab, boy.
What do you think he left? What do you think his legacy is that he's leaving behind if he did in fact pass?
He living legend. Well, he was a living legend. Now he's a legend. Now he's just a legend.
Facts.
You know
facts. Respectfully. Respectfully.
He brought a lot of insight to a lot of structural bullshit within, the African American community. You know what I'm saying? To some people, and then some people just thought, he was a, narcissistic prick.
Yeah.
But I wasn't one of those people.
No. So you fall on the side of, you think what he was bringing to the community was beneficial?
Part of it, yeah. I think a part of it was. I mean, I think it was good to definitely be able to create a window to be able to have that discussion for sure.
Well, and some of it, so some of it could be difficult but still beneficial. You know what I mean? Like, right. So some of it's like a difficult conversation that's really hard to break through initially because it's awkward. So those people that are willing to break through the initial awkwardness of the conversation allow other people that aren't going to be so brash to have the more reasonable conversation, I think, honestly. And it is entertainment. You know what I mean? When he was doing a lot of that, the aspect that made it a little over the top was, he still did want to make people laugh and keep people watching, keep people entertained.
Right. He definitely did that.
No, and he definitely did do that. By the way, also happy Cinco de Mayo, by the way.
Yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, not random, but after talking about that, definitely after talking about that.
And for context, for you guys to know, I mean, for people who don't know who he was or whatever the case is, Kevin Samuels was,
hey,
just had to make sure I got the phone, see what time. But no, he was a guy that really talked about, a problem that he felt was in society with, African American women and their, mindset towards marriage and things like that.
Like what? Do we want to get into that? Is this the right day to get into that, you think?
I think it's the day to let him rest.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm not asking him to get involved in the conversation. I'm just asking you your opinion on it.
I mean, we don't like to talk on people who can't defend themselves. But
okay.
I think
I'm asking you. You're here to defend yourself.
I'm defending me.
Defending me.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I just think for him,
yeah,
and he's a guy who went to college and stuff like that. He studied this, psychology and everything, and he just feels like the way that the mind state with, specifically African American women,
okay,
is not, what it should be.
I know, but you don't want to say what that is.
I mean,
I know it's the day to let him rest or whatever you said, but
it's the day to let him rest, big dog. But I mean, if
cool, I'm asking you. I'm cool. I'm asking you direct. I'm asking.
He basically felt like they just don't feel like
if you were a fat fucking pig, you should stay in your place. Is that what you just say that?
I guess that's what I mean. So his thing is like keep your mind, your mind realistic, basically.
Your expectations.
Yeah, your expectations. That's what I'm looking for. Keep your expectations realistic. Don't sit over here and just, not put in the effort to make sure that you are what you want in a man. You're not making sure that the man necessarily would want you.
Yeah.
Like the expectations are just a little bit higher than, what basically people feel. Well, he feels that they should be for most women, African American women. And then he feels like, they're basically their approach to the relationships with African American men specifically are, not really with how the rest of society does things, basically. And he definitely makes that point with saying, like, you know, they just really just don't like to submit to men, is basically what he tries to say. Like, they don't like to play the role as, you know, they don't want to, like, there has to be a leader in every relationship, right? So, I mean, basically he's saying, like, when, like, basically black women don't want to play that role.
They want to be leaders.
They want to be basically the leaders of the household, in a sense. Not really leaders, but they just want to have control, and their expectations just maybe not realistic, you know, or really like make sense. Like, they don't make sense to how the rest of different cultures' relationships work. You know, he said something about like the way that the Mexican culture is structured, like relationship wise. Like, he did like a poll or something. He had these women ask their Spanish friends and people of other cultures about these things, and basically the conclusion is that their ideas didn't match up.
Okay, so when they asked their Spanish friends had different ideas of what a relationship should be.
Right, basically. Yeah, and like a marriage or whatever the case is. Yeah. So that's basically his whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That's basically
now. When you say that, are you talking about like a like authentic, or I mean, how do you like Spanish family? When you say that, is that like an American Spanish family?
I mean, I don't know. I really can't speculate on what he was really referring to, but he's basically just trying to say in most cultures, you know what I'm saying? And it's because, and he basically says because, you know, black people went through, you know, slavery and all that stuff, and there's a lot of things that kind of just the culture adapted, you know, going through those situations and stuff, and you know, so it's really just like, you know, a weird situation.
You're here to carry on the word, is what it sounds like.
No, I mean, he definitely had some. I think he had some good points. You know what I'm saying? Like, he made some valid points when it came. Like when you watch some of the videos, of course you're gonna see the ones where, you know, he says some crazy shit. Yeah. And he, like, a woman says she's a 10, and he's like, but you're 5'11", like
300 pounds.
Like, and
you look like a linebacker.
Right.
Patrick Willis has.
Right, exactly. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Except you're not running the 4.3. No. You know?
And that's not muscle.
And exactly. So basically,
looking like Doughboy, man.
Exactly. Yeah. Michelin Man.
Look more like Warren Sapp. Get the fuck up out of here with that shit.
Yeah. But that's
and you want a high value man. Looking crazy as hell.
But that's his whole point, is like, you got to keep it realistic. Yeah. And then it's like and then he'll be like, if you have kids, you know, and you're not with the father, he said he assesses it as like
you failed.
Yeah.
You have failed at that point.
Yeah, like you
couldn't hold the most important relationship of your life.
Yeah, basically is how he says it.
Yeah.
And then,
that's not. Yeah, thank you.
That's basically how he says it.
Rest in peace.
And the king. And he says that you should really not be so picky at that point. You should just try to find the best situation and kind of make it work.
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
Basically is how he put it. Now, I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with that, but that is, you know, that was a part of his opinion, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it is what it is. Some people,
is what it is.
There's most women that feel very strongly against, his ideals and whatever.
And you can choose to accept it or
you know, I mean, but I think that you should be open to the conversation that he's trying to have. Yeah. Because most of the time when you watch videos, like, women are trying to go, you know, back and forth with him in his questions, rebuttaling. Yeah. And some don't even, you know, some he just hangs up on because they don't let him speak. Yeah. Which is, he's like, there's a telltale sign of why your relationship won't work. And then he literally says it. And then seriously. And then the other one is what was it? He literally, so she hung up, and then the other ones basically they go back and forth, and he basically just eats them up in the conversation. They try to rebuttal to what he says, but then they're sitting there and they're just stuck. They can't respond because it's like he's literally like studied this field, like he's into it.
Intellectually, they're midgets compared to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, because like he literally he walks circles around most of them because it's like,
okay, but hold on here. Can I just say this? I mean, if we're gonna have an open dialogue about this,
and they're subscribers, by the way, to his channel. So these women paid for his therapy and stuff. These are women paying for his services. So
is he a therapist?
Yeah, he's like a coach.
Yeah, Zilla, by the way, definitely talking about and what's up, Ronnie? Definitely talking about Kevin Samuel. It's not 100% confirmed, to be honest, but it's been going around the internet, and also we have seen a few sources where they said people close to him have confirmed it, but we're still waiting on that final word. Hopefully we'll get it here, but yeah, definitely wild. And obviously, thankfully I have a follower of the word here with me today.
I'm watching videos of him, man. He's an interesting guy, dude.
He's an interesting guy. No, I mean, and for sure, and I can see there being some like kind of some merit and some value to what he's saying. But one thing I will say is, like, I don't know that he's always having that discourse with the highest value women who can really compete with him intellectually. So I think.
Well, hold on. I'll say I've watched.
Oh, I'm sure there is
a few, because he put together a few like a video specifically with talking with women that, you know, there was one specifically I remember. She was like literally rich as fuck, like 40 years old.
Got it.
You know, complaining to them how she can't have a man, this and third or whatever. She get one, she can't keep one, this that third. There was like two or three of them like that. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, damn. So this is just not like, no matter if you're broke, you're middle class.
Well, hold on. So you said that this rich woman, she had several
problems. She had problems. She was single at 40.
Mm-hmm.
Great. She was a CEO or whatever, her company, this, that, third. And you know what he literally told her?
What's that?
He's like, you literally like intimidate men with basically how you approach it. Because she basically came off and just said all her accolades. You know what I'm saying? And basically made it like seem like, okay, like he has to stack up to this.
Well, but not necessarily. You know what I mean? That would be in your own mind. Like if she's willing to accept somebody who maybe professionally isn't,
she wouldn't have been on the show.
What do you mean?
She would have been talking to him if she was willing to do that.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
No, but that's her.
Was that her thing? She's like, hey, I can't find a man that makes more money than me.
Yeah, basically, like she can't find a man like on an equal playing field or that makes the same money. It's like the problem is, right? It wasn't the problem of what he made. The problem is that he has to check all these goddamn boxes before you give him the time of day, or that you feel him saying you feel like you can take him. And then she's 40 years old and she's you know still like playing the dating field, and she's like, well, I gotta figure out.
It's not ideal, but she has a lot to offer.
But is she willing to accept what someone else is willing to offer?
Well, I'm not sure, but here, let's just touch these comments.
What he's not willing to.
Let's touch these comments real quick.
I see them; they're popping through.
Yeah. So, hot. So Zilla right now, he said he's got good points and some bad points. He's not even good at arguing. He just deals with dummies, but he does have some gems in there. So yeah, I mean, just from what I've seen, that's exact. I mean, I echo the same sentiment where it's like a lot of times
y'all gonna make me pull up these videos. Man.
He's at
with these rich women.
He's at an intellectual advantage, and then a lot of times, like for me, I didn't like that. Oh no, stop! Let me talk. You can't talk at all. And then he's gonna say some wild, disrespectful shit, and he's gonna give him a little, 10-second rebuttal.
But like, he's giving him a wake up call though. That's just like a hey, you need to smell.
So he's not interested in the conversation when these women are. Well, I mean, I guess
he listens to what you have to say, and then based off what you say, he gives you a response. And his response is based off what he reads from your situation. You know what I'm saying? He does it with high value women. He does it with women that are poor, ghetto, black, white. I mean, not black, white, but all black. But you know what I'm saying? From all classes, but there are, you know what I'm saying? So like, all wealth classes and whatever. So it's just like, and I do see he does have more, unintellectual women on there than, but he does run across intellectual women, and it's the same thing. There's no change. He leaves them sitting there with their mouth open.
Okay. Yeah. I see. I'll just have to. By the way, we are going to have some call-ins. So
y'all want to get called in, man.
Let us know if you want to tell Deuce Andretti he's a misogynistic fucking idiot. We're ready for that. But
I love women, man.
No, for sure. Especially when they know their fucking plays and don't talk.
Okay. Not what I'm saying.
Oh, that is what he's saying.
That's what I mean. No,
that's what Kevin said.
That's not what Kevin Samuel said, but someone did actually say that though. That was famous.
What do you mean?
Fuck, who was that?
Whether they like women when they don't talk or whatever.
Yeah, he basically like,
Wow.
oh, it was someone famous.
Yeah, he wild.
They got a
Whoever it
lot
was.
of backlash for it too.
Well, and yeah, the one thing I will say is I think like a lot of times he's dealing obviously with his fan base and people that are the opposite. They're aware of him because they hate him. So,
bro, the person said it was something like, I like when my female doesn't like just
Jesus Christ.
Oh, bro. Oh, we were talking about it. We talked about it on the podcast. It was literally like, he basically said it was like, dude, it was someone famous. It was like a football player or something. Or
you're talking about Cam Newton.
Yes, Cam Newton.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah,
Cam Newton. Oh, come on,
man.
Yeah,
bro. When he's like, I don't like when my females.
Okay, over or under 50%. Cam Newton's Kevin Samuels fan.
I'm taking the over on
I'm
that.
taking the fucking high over.
I'm taking the over on that.
Okay, how about this?
I'm gonna double down on that shit.
Here, how about this? 98% over or under.
Taking it.
Over. Give me the over.
All day.
Facts. No,
all
definitely.
Day,
he's definitely he definitely has heard the gospel.
Put $5,000 on that easy.
So by the way,
double up.
Zilla, he said, granted, women call in knowing what the deal is, but he does take the easy slam dunk when he can. Yeah. No, I mean,
he does. I mean, he does.
I mean, he's trying to take it
because he has to keep that money coming in
and the content. You know what I mean? That's what his audience is looking for. That's where I think a lot of the pushback. But no, I mean, really, it belongs with him because he's taking advantage of it either way. But it's like, there's a portion of his audience, even if it's not you, that just literally tune in to watch him shit on women because they get no pussy.
Yeah, no,
and no play in general.
That's true.
No attention from women.
No pussy boys out there.
So it's like those quote unquote high value men that are watching his show. They're like, yeah, no, tell them that they need to settle for me. I'm a high value man or whatever the fuck. He's probably not saying that. Kevin Samuel will probably say you're a bum as well, but you know,
right? No, but and he has addressed that too. He doesn't. He goes after men when he's talking to women too. He's like, why would you? You know what I'm saying? Like basically, why would you fuck with a bum? You know what I'm saying? And you got an outcome dealing with a bum. Like, that's your own fault. You were able to, get a high value man, basically what he said, but you kind of threw that away to deal with this dude it was just a part-time thing. He's like, and he's crazy. He's like old school, dog. He's real old school with his
question. Would you consider yourself a high value man?
I'm a high value man to myself.
Well, this is part of the question. So you think you're a high value man?
Yeah.
I
think every man is a high value man, right?
Okay. I like where you're going. Oh fuck God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many women are on the planet, right?
Okay.
Every man, you're a high value man to some woman. You just got to find her, big dog. Go find her, big dog. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, that's not.
For all you men out there, you're high value.
Yeah, but
baby. Just go. You got to go
in
to the right
those
places.
relationships though that women
if
more times than not
go to the Bronx. You're a high value man. You know what I'm saying? Depends on location.
This motherfucker is bugging right now. No,
it's location, baby. Stop. So if you're a 100-figure dude, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Does Kevin Samuels have a definition of a high value man?
I haven't really heard his description. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, bro. It's like it's a high value. Is just like it doesn't have to mean like your money. It could be being your principles, your work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, like
yeah.
We would need him here to talk about it, but that's not gonna happen. So
well, who knows?
Hopefully he's alive. Yeah. I'm praying for you, bro.
Oh, definitely.
Long live King Samuels, bro.
Yeah, hopefully he's back to continue to spread his
comments.
Rhetoric.
Banging in, right, man?
Yeah,
Zilla, man, he's coming through.
Yeah, for sure. He said Cam Newton has a KS tattoo on him. He's an avid watcher of Kevin Samuel.
No shit.
I don't know if he has a KS tattoo.
Most likely crazy not. Though.
That's how fucking
fact check that. Send the picture.
It's Cinco de Mayo. We are lit and obviously gullible because this man like for sure.
Yeah, we're
so yeah, the high value man shit is wild annoying. Not even the concept, but the way people use it. Facts. Me personally, I agree with that. That's why honestly everybody we talk to tonight, I might ask that. Because I think everybody's gonna say, yeah, I'm a high value man, which I guess is
every man is. You're a high value man. Like if you can't
not have that confidence.
Yeah, what the fuck? You supposed to say no? It's like saying, it's like a fucking football player.
That's the same.
Are you a great player? No.
That's the same concept. That's the same concept about the women. Then why would you say that about the women? Because then the women say, yeah, I'm a high value woman. Then you say, well, you have to be fucking realistic.
Well, we got to do it if they doing it right.
but you're not okay with him doing it. So then now we got to call you. And so
Kevin Samuels said that. I didn't
1 out of 10. 1 out of 10, and you can't say 7, bitch. Say it. Give me your number right now.
Bro, I'm saying I ain't say that.
1 out of 10, and you can't say 7. What is it?
What you mean?
For yourself, motherfucker. What's up?
What you mean I can't say 7? That's God's number, baby.
No, that's what he says. He says you can't say 7, right?
I don't know.
Somebody put me on that. So look, yes, that's what he says. 1 out of 10, you can't say 7. Give yourself a rating.
What you mean, me?
Yes.
Oh, baby, I'm a 13. I'm not even on the fucking Richter scale.
Bitch, you're broke as fuck. Your teeth crooked. Your breath smell like ass.
You need to come back to
earth, man. Yeah, you definitely need a lineup with your fucking.
I'm getting my haircut tomorrow. I'm handsome.
Yeah, this man's value. Well, then maybe
handsome with a 13-inch.
Then maybe tomorrow we could do a appraisal. Well, I'm telling you right now, today,
bro. Listen,
13. Come on, get realistic,
bro. I'm good, bro. I'm,
yeah, let's check it. Let's check back in with the comments.
Like that. Let's get with the comments though. We wildin'.
So look, high value man is defined as 6 figures for multiple years in a row. 3 to 5 years at least. Broke. Yeah, his definition is 6 figures for 3 to 5 years at least. Yeah, broke. Stop, man. Come on, high value, man. Years. Stop it. Yes, no 7. I'm a 6 on a great day on God.
Check my net worth.
Check my net worth.
Check my net worth.
Yeah, try to find it.
That bit up down. Yeah, you can't. You got to go far.
Yeah, no, definitely. You got to pay for some of those fucking
subscribe.
Private investigator websites to find that shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I keep it off the books.
That's how rich you are.
You know what I'm saying? I put that shit.
That's how value of a man.
You know, all fucking rich people put their money in like fucking Sweden and shit, offshore accounts. They don't have their money in America. They don't want to get that shit taxed.
Oh, and that's you.
You know what I'm saying? Trump don't got his money in America. That's why, we use taxes. Oh, you can tax him. Yeah, tax him on the $25 in his fucking bank account out here.
Yeah. Look at it at the end of the day. You think he's broke, but at the end of the day, he's sweet and rich.
That motherfucker's filthy rich.
Go done with it.
Can go swimming in his fucking money.
You want to play a song, by the way? We've been going for a little bit.
You gotta play some Pooh Shiesty?
You got a Pooh Shiesty song you want to?
Yeah, let's go ahead and bless him with this mother freaking. I was just listening to this freaking back him through.
You're gonna take too long to give me a song, and I'm gonna have to play something.
Bro, it's a 762 God Reloaded.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. All right. Pooh Shiesty 762 God Reloaded. We're gonna go ahead and play this. This is gonna be part of the show tonight. We're gonna play some music. We're gonna have some guests come through. This is
man. Tap in, man. You want to come through?
This shit is not linked up right now.
Yeah, it's not linked up, but it will be. But yeah, let's sidebar. Let's talk about this Johnny Depp though.
Oh, what's new with that?
I don't know though, but it seems like it's about to go down.
I think it's been going down, to be honest. That's like
Amber Heard. I read something. It was like Amber Heard. They were like gonna play the video of her basically telling, like, saying that she's gonna blackmail this dude.
Oh, I've heard about like nobody's gonna believe you.
Yeah. They basically were gonna play it in court or some shit. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Somebody said they didn't. Didn't Paul say they did?
I don't know. Go ahead and tap in, Paul. Let us know, man. But yeah, no. So I think it's crazy. I didn't know she was like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like a little.
You were a fan.
No, I mean, yeah, I was a little, you know, a little.
You were a fan of hers.
A little groupie a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't know she was crazy like that though.
Day one Aquaman. That was you.
No, I was fucking with her way before that.
Oh, really?
Never back down.
All right. That's what she said.
No, you don't remember that movie with the MMA movie?
Oh yeah.
She was in that.
No, I believe it. I remember the movie you were talking about when you said it. Acting gangster, I ain't buying that. Buying that. Hey. Buying that. Happy Cinco de Mayo. We're lit. Buying that. Behind it. The police probably was behind me. Definitely happy Cinco de Mayo. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, man. Go ahead and come out.
Free Pooh Shiesty.
Definitely.
Free Pooh Shiesty. They get that niggas 5 years.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's
time
crazy.
served though, I hope.
5 fucking years.
Go out there
in Florida.
All he do is stir.
Coronavirus is trying to live the air. Hey.
go out there.
All advice is actually that's fine.
Nigga come around me
Acting gangster, I ain't buying that.
He tried to run off.
Bro, you heard 42 Doug got arrested today.
But he had to do his fucking time. He ain't fucking turned in. Nigga, but they give him a whole year now.
Yeah, man.
That was goofy. You got 6 months and fucking. Problem is though, he's affiliated. I think he's like gang affiliated. So like his time, unless he goes like DC,
That's hard time. That's hard time.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how niggas respect him in there, you know.
Well, being 4 feet tall, that really does come into play in prison.
Big 38.
Big 30 always.
He can't rock with us, he rock with rats who operate with
Hey.
my cousin piss me off my head, body got a beat. That won't satisfy me, I need 23. Talk with the pen, don't know what jam 50 round stuff with RP. Off the board down up in it, try got snow snaps in it. Yeah, it ain't no locking in with us unless we take you on the hit. The house book shites for caught the driven.
Who you think had the best verse on that?
Lincoln needs, we both drop V's but throw up C's. Toss him 6'2's all he needs, and he got shots and he couldn't breathe. We the reason for MTs.
And this beat is silly.
Know what them 3 letters mean.
Just Push Icy's version goes.
I might have it up off weed, and I double back in skis.
Fuck it, go in, cuz. Go in, cuz. Go ahead. Over ESP.
Selling amphetamine and peas. Nigga, my daddy never read it. Holy shit running in jeans. I say whack up, pushing all your arts. Flat up, me the real OG. Salute our growth, the ones who don't sons our P. Come around me,
He got the last verse for a reason.
Run off, I dumped the Draco where it's expanded. 762 God, I got that name because I'm fine. Where we live for life, post on the block, and where I'm down it. If I shoot my gun, 300 shots don't come behind it.
11 or 11, make a wish out there.
Let's go. Big bags. Big bags. Big bags all year. Dropping bags all year, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some comments. Who in there?
Push Icy 762 God. That's reloaded.
That's the reloaded.
Yeah, that's the remix.
Hey, but the 762 God, that bit. This first 3 verses on that thing.
The original goes crazy.
But the original with just him is
Bright Side Podcast. Much love to y'all, man. No, and by the way, go check them out. Like, share, and subscribe to our shit too. By the way, we never said that. Real Spill Podcast. Share, subscribe to our shit. Go check out the Bright Side Podcast though. Super solid, similar content. You know what I mean? They get into similar kind of shit. So yeah, definitely. And want to fuck with them. We got to make a collaboration happen. This streaming shit is not too hard, to be honest.
Yeah, we can collab. We can definitely. We can get live. We can get
yeah. This is what we do. Yeah,
man. We're
vibing. It's Cinco de Mayo. We're in the house right now, man. Shout out to my Mexican Americans. You know what I mean? And the babies for sure.
Y'all created one of the best holidays, man.
For sure. They just go. Oh, actually, so I was at work. And we had a little downtime.
Here comes the facts.
Yeah. I went ahead and I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and research this holiday.
Yeah, I'm saying, let's see.
You know what I'm saying? Let me see what we're going ahead and like.
Shaking.
You know what I mean? So I could maybe impress some mommies out there. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed.
So there's some American shit.
Yeah, in Mexico they don't really celebrate Cinco de Mayo like that.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's more of a Mexican American thing. That's why I'm shouting out my Mexican Americans so they know. Man. So they know I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
guys, man.
Definitely shout out to them. Yeah, facts. And
they celebrate Day of the Dead in Mexico.
So
that's a crazy
has nothing to do with Cinco de Mayo. My lovely coworker that I was researching this with, they had said that, and I'm like, "What is that?" And they're like, "Oh no, that's what they do." I'm like, no, check the date on that. That shit happens in November. That shit got nothing to do with May. Son. It literally got nothing to do with May or Cinco de Mayo. Bro.
I mean, but that's I think that's the day where they drink and party.
Oh, they go nuts though. Yeah, that's Halloween. For them.
Yeah, bro, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, they don't do Halloween. They do the day.
They dress up like that,
like demons.
And yeah,
dog, they dress up like fucking zombies. We looked up those pictures too, and some of them were really like cool. But I'm gonna be honest with you, nothing about that was
cool with me,
sexy to me. I feel like if I'm gonna go to a Day of the Dead, I'm not gonna be looking around and be like, oh man, look at all these beautiful women. I'm gonna be a little scared. But like if you go to other festivals, like for example, Carnival,
yeah. Fun.
The babies are out there.
Fun.
The babies are out there bare. Hey, you feel me?
If y'all don't ever listen to me about anything,
If y'all think this man is a goddamn fool, listen to what he's about to say at the very least for your own sake.
No, listen to me.
Listen to him.
If you wanna
Everything
have a
else
good
he said
time-
to this point is bullshit, but listen
If
to
you
this.
want to have a good time, man, go to St. Martin.
Okay, well, never mind. He didn't go where I thought he's gonna go, but still, yeah, he's probably right.
Go to St. Martin.
He's probably right. I can't speak on that.
Carnival.
Why I can't speak? Only
Listen.
Florida Carnival is what I can speak on.
Listen, Florida, Miami Carnival straight, but when you go to the islands for Carnival, listen,
It goes nuts.
they don't fucking sleep. They don't sleep, guys. You will literally be up drinking for probably you only have 3 hours a day to sleep.
Well, it's up to you, right?
No,
Okay, all right.
bro. Them locals will freaking have you drinking.
They will sneak in your room.
They just won't
Okay.
let you leave. Pimp, they're gonna keep handing you drinks
Oh,
and taking
damn.
shots and bro, listen, it's all bro. And then like you said,
Yeah.
the mommies, bro, listen, you ain't going
for sure.
you ain't
Yeah.
going nowhere. You
No,
gonna be in
for
the
sure.
streets fucking dancing and drinking.
All you gotta do is just be
Goddamn,
nice to me.
bro. People that's the cool thing about the islands too, man. The locals, bro, they're
Friendly.
as fuck.
Yeah.
A lot of them are my family.
Yeah.
So be nice.
What's your most like out of the country
else?
experience?
Best out of the country experience?
Oh no, just most out of the country experience.
most out of the country experience.
Like where you were like, damn, this is like not America right now.
You know, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
One place I do like to go though.
Yeah.
The Bahamas.
Okay. What about it just made you feel like you were out there?
I mean, bro, you go with the locals, bro.
Anything can happen.
Like, yeah, anything can really happen. Like, you gotta really be on your P's and Q's and know some people. But if you know the right people and you go out there, like, you're good, bro.
Okay.
You get to get the authentic culture.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like people cooking fish and making it in front of you, like, bro, like you tasting the home cooking from like a whole different culture, like, bro.
Gates,
That's my
hey,
culture.
real
so.
quick, Gates open. Shout out to him. I'm about to try to bring him up in here. He asked for that link, so I'm gonna try to get
Oh,
him
you
in
asked
here
for the
real quick.
link, shorty? You asked for the link, baby. All right, pimp. You gonna see what you want. You want that smoke. You want to come in here for that smoke. It's all right. I see you. I see you banging the comments. But yeah, no. So you get that real authentic culture, man. I mean, the food is amazing. Like, you could go to any of the Caribbean islands, bro. St. Martin, St. John, St. Kitts. Now, every island has their own, like, nuance. Like, I'll say they have their own signature, right? I'm not sure what they all are, but St. Martin's pretty commercialized now. But you can still get your natural parts of it. But the food is amazing. That's one thing about St. Martin. They probably have the best food out of all the islands. It's kind of weird. I don't know why, but it's fucking great. And then, you got St. Kitts, St. John's, which is really nice if you want to be on the water and shit like that. And
One thing I never heard is that St. Martin got fire food. How come that's not a thing?
Bro, listen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, right?
Yeah.
When I tell people I'm St. Martin,
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh my god, I love it there. That's my favorite place to go. I love the food."
Okay. All right.
All the
That's the
time.
thing.
Well, listen, when my aunt comes back,
I'm not traveled. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
when I have my aunt comes back, bro.
Yeah. She's gonna make something.
But no, listen, dog. She literally cooks food for like 5 days, and I'm telling you like this:
Fire.
5 days later,
Yeah.
that shit tastes like she just made it.
Wow. Still fresh.
Bro, listen, when she came over here, when we first moved over here to Florida and shit, she came and lived with us so my parents could work and shit, right? So she
Okay.
was taking care of me and Dav or whatever.
Yeah.
And dog, we gained like 20, 30 pounds, bro, because she was just
Bad as fuck.
fucking cooking, bro.
Yeah.
Salt, butter,
Damn.
throwing seasoning, throwing down in that motherfucker.
Labored breathing.
Macaroni, fucking
Kidney
baked
started
macaroni and shit. Bro, and
Couldn't even
that's-
process the food correctly.
my God, bro, listen, I got stomach problems now because of that shit.
Damn, it's got
I
really,
love that shit. And her Johnny cakes, listen, I'm sorry, Davina, but the Johnny cakes though, Francis got you beat on the Johnny cakes. She got you beat. I love you, but she got you beat. You need to get the recipe. Please get the recipe because them things are amazing. It's like an angel touched them mothers. come out that, you know. And for y'all to know what a Johnny cake is, fried dough. It's fried bread. Don't knock it till you tried it though. What we got in the comments, man? Who in the comments? Man?
It's we're talking to Gates Open over here. Gates.
Oh, Gates, big Gates.
Yeah. It's he's trying
Gates
to get
Open Water Media Group. I see you, baby.
Here. He's having a hard time figuring it out. I don't know, man. I think I did everything right.
I mean, Kent, what's going on, man? I mean, Gates. Fuck. Hey, if any of y'all are seasoned travelers, man, let us know where you travel to, man. Let us know, you know, if you guys been out of the country or anything. I mean, I think one of my favorite travel destinations. So,
I can't even fuck my vibe up. It's all good.
The Bahamas. The Bahamas is definitely a great vibe. A great trip. I mean, I went to Mexico a lot, but I
better make sure his internet work.
I probably wouldn't go back to Mexico now, though. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being honest, like, I'm probably.
Why do you say that?
I bet the cartels are wild over there right now, bro. They're fucking banging hard.
I think it's been like that for 10 years.
No. They were just shooting. They're literally they're battling over tourist destinations, right?
Yeah.
And it's because like basically they're battling over freaking resorts, like all-inclusive resorts and shit like that. And it's because like they basically push their drugs to those resorts. So they fight over the territories and shit, like the smaller cartels. So there's like a lot of shootings and shit going on. The airport. That shit's crazy, dog. You know what I mean?
Hey, while we're getting Kid in here, let's just go ahead and play a song.
Yeah, we're gonna play some vibes, man. But yeah, man. I've seen so many, bro. I've seen like 10 videos in the last month.
Stand up, the almighty. Bit Griselda in this motherfucker. Hey, y'all.
All right, man. We got Gates in here. Shout out to him. Finally figured it out. But he's in the building. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we can hear you, cuz.
But we can't hear you over the music, though.
Yeah. Just let the vibe happen. This is your intro right here. Enjoy it.
Yeah, man. Just vibe, man. You already know.
What was she gonna do? Rest in peace, man.
I know you gonna dig this.
Put
on my shoes now. My hammer was first. Bulletproof the whip I used to take my grandma to church. I went grand for grand with the work. Hand in hand with it first. Everybody who hating now was a fan of this first. Hey, look, underdog, what? What you wanna do? Let's put 100 more up, nigga. The summer all us. I'm in 2 whips. One a Tahoe, one a tour bus. Got so many straps with us, we could start a war up. It's a real safe ass. Still,
they got that
show where that money coming from. Still pay taxes. The IRS coming, and they sell fake faster. Start a business in a building that you still make racks in. I learned from my losses, stripes I learned from the bosses. Whipping deuces, till them hoopties turned into Porsches. I heard bitches off their lies. I heard bitches talking. She minds. I sent a text back.
These bird bitches stalking.
You gotta be careful. These hoes think they fancy. I just want my dick sucked. She wanna start a family. She average, get her taxes, and go to Miami. But
shout out to Kentheny.
Status, I probably go to the Grammys. I know niggas hate me. I came out the trenches on some new shit, on some way sounding vintage. PayPal or credit, send that
Hey, man, I get it.
This the real definition.
How you stay down and get it.
I'm the next Nas in. They judge us all skill. Got your bitch in the middle, Times Square.
Lauren Hill.
Told her my phone was dead. She wrote her number on the bill. Off white.
Can't take notes, Carl. Take notes, Carl. We're lit.
Last year, but watch the price shoot up.
These niggas are grimy as fuck.
Shooters.
Yeah,
Spend your life for us. Me, I give a
Light to her.
Drake told these bitches
They don't gotta be nice to us.
1,000 grams on the plate, that's what my preference
Like
was.
that,
So
though.
I had interviews with Connects, not the Breakfast Club facts. They told me 26.
I might finish the rest of this Hennessy just off this drink, off this song.
I know, it got you just get violent.
Get violent.
Still fuck some shit up.
Yeah, no, I gotta get ready for camp, man.
Fix my motherfucking jewels right quick.
Can't. I'm sipping on my juice before he gets in this.
This is so crazy.
From my man, just
This
came
dude
from Atlanta,
sold
trunk full. He just
weed
got back
out of
from
his
the road
Detroit
trip.
home.
Gave me 2 cartridges,
Out of a
box
vending
bullets
machine.
for both clips. He said you better buy a
It
couple
made
more. They
around
gonna be so quick.
$2,000 a day.
I said, my nigga, when you sliding off,
That nigga was
cause
sick.
I'ma do this jokes tonight,
That
and I'm
nigga was-
back
that nigga
tomorrow
was-
to buy
hey,
them
bro,
all.
right here, boom.
I took a loss, but now I'm back buying raw, sell it
For the shack, but I get it for the Brian Shaw.
Smack, got you
Nigga
niggas
got a gold
trying
bite?
to fight it all.
That's a gold bite?
Pressure on your shooters
Like Kawhi the Claw. all.
Got that gold pipe. Okay.
No, 6ix9ine testify. I ain't surprised at all.
Fuck no.
My nigga, we ain't driving by. I brought Fleet with me.
Yeah, he been dying to slide.
My nigga did 12 years for letting
Hey, right here, come on.
Left when he was
16, he came home Zion size.
My doctor
Come on,
mad
man.
that I wouldn't
Let him operate.
I got 4 mics.
and I just made
More money than the doctor make.
violating you, getting the surgeon and the doctor shakes. I'm like a helicopter landing.
All the noise my chopper make.
Ask if it's a problem, they won't answer me back.
Just Andretti, man. Come on. Show some respect, dog.
Really just came to see my plug. I go
Hand in the pack. Hey,
smiling like
Anderson pack when he hand me the packs.
my nigga. Pull up in a gray station. Hop out, fake Asics. Told Fleet you gon' be rich.
You just gotta stay patient.
My bitch looking
Like
like
it's Nate Lathan.
sitting ringside watching
Tank Davis, Johnny Dang, chain bracelet.
niggas mad cause I'm eating and they can't take it. About to
Come on,
try
man.
to and the impact on shake pavement. If it's four goons pull up with K's waving. A lot of folks strong like when Brady played Peyton. Brought the designer to my drawers. Niggas flying to the mall, but ain't
Finding this Dior.
we was in the trenches selling China by the store. Watching in the trap, Mac 90 by the door. In Houston, riding down Westheimer in the car. It costs more than what you signed for. Admire from afar. If you niggas run up on me, then I'm firing this rod. Chopper set you fuck niggas on fire. I'm the god, nigga. He's on fire.
Yeah, my boy went crazy. That was
neat.
by the way, Fire in the Booth, Part 1, Freestyle, Griselda, and Charlie Sloth is where that freestyle's from. So obviously we got Gates open in the building.
What's up, Gate?
By the way, last comment you said was, I'm the water to y'all fire.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to be clear on that. You said that before you hopped on here.
Yeah, y'all
Oh,
think
hold
y'all
on.
fire, but
Water to
y'all
the
not.
fire. Hold on. Who ain't fire?
No, he's saying he's gonna like basically.
We bring on the. You trying to bring the smoke?
No, yeah.
No,
He's
no,
not saying that
so
he's just gonna fucking show up.
Well, you
I'm
look
on
like
fire.
you still getting the the studio set up right now.
Nah, I'm good, dog. I'm about to set up 2 mics.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
2 mics.
Yeah, my dog's getting the setup, the backup mic ready to go.
Oh shit.
No, cause I said I'm 2 people. You know
You're
what
2
I'm saying?
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
Lord.
Whatever.
You want that
Yeah.
clear audio? You want that super clear audio?
This man has personality disorder.
Man, for be talking to 2 people.
How was your day,
Yeah.
Gates?
It's gonna
Let
be-
us know what it is,
It's
man.
gonna be Gates Open and a Warner Media Group.
Yeah. Yeah, I got drug out the house. I had to go down there, represent for Cinco de Mayo. I don't even drink. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? But I know how to have a good time.
Well, did you
Okay.
designate driver?
Yeah, that's always the case.
So you ain't drink?
No, cause I don't drink.
Yeah.
I just get down. I get loose.
Come on,
Yeah.
Gates.
Well, I gotta say, my shoulders are hot right now.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm a drinker. I just.
You don't even get hot.
I mean, you killed your shit though. I'm over here slapping.
Well, man, once I had the Griselda going, it felt like I needed to throw back the whole thing at the Hennessy for real. I was trying to find the bottle. Yeah, I was trying to find the bottle for sure, and I'm here.
I was trying to see the bottom of that bitch.
Yeah, exactly. I really need a little bit just to pour some out. You feel me? But
Yeah.
so what's the situation with Kevin Samuel? Speaking of which,
Yeah, what's up, Ken? Go ahead and drop some knowledge on us, Pam. Go ahead and drop his rhetoric.
yeah.
On what that? On who?
Well, I mean, you got any confirmations for us? You got you heard anything? You came in last. We've been locked in for like 30 minutes or
yeah,
so.
it's been confirmed. But I mean,
Is it
From
been
what you-
confirmed though? TMZ hasn't said anything.
Yeah, that's right.
supposedly a lady who Melanie. I'm gonna give you her channel.
She
According to her, she
She's
got confirmation from a family member and said it was true.
Damn.
man, she ain't,
Okay, well.
man, that nigga don't fuck with his.
Well,
fam.
I mean, those two used to do a lot of stuff together. So I
Yeah.
definitely believe her, because if she capping, that's
Yeah.
gonna be major on her. You know,
Oh.
she said it was confirmed.
Yeah.
Well,
She put her reputation on the line. Is what you're saying?
the only
Yeah,
thing
definitely.
is she could just be doing it for a money grab, trying to you know what I'm saying, for whatever freaking weird reason.
This
Anybody
ain't
can be
the,
locked
Dr. Joe Brown stuff. I mean, Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah.
Don't know exactly what to say. James.
What? Okay, no, we could talk about that because the shit that we were talking about in the group chat earlier, you were just talking about just some straight bullshit.
What was he talking
Oh,
about?
man. Look it up.
Well, that's when y'all were talking about what is it that Kevin Samuel wanted to teach black women how to support black men appropriately or some shit like that. And
I
I
talking
said
about
that I
Joe
don't.
Brown then, but okay.
No, but well, because that's where the conversation came from. Why are you acting like that's not where the conversation came from?
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay,
said that.
well,
Yeah, you said that, and
As a
then what?
funny-
And then what
As
ended
a
up?
funny,
Okay, as a funny, you said that, and then this man Kit ends up coming around, hearting it, loving the comment, and part of what the statement was is that not necessarily just
part of
that
it
he was
was
teaching
funny.
them. Well, hold on, part of it wasn't just that he was teaching them to support black men, but it was that you were indicating that this is some like support that happens in other communities. And the only thing I was saying is like I don't feel that way. What's up?
that's big.
Be fire. So
I got that fire, man.
So yeah, me personally, I don't feel that way. So that's all I was saying. That may be his goal, but I mean, to be honest, the black community is one of the only communities that we often hear outwardly speak out about. Hey, we need to support each other consistently, always, whatever. You know what I mean? Just based off of a race. Like you don't fucking hear white people coming out being like, "Yo, we need to support white men." You know what I mean? I mean, not necessary, either, to be honest. But I mean, you don't hear
Because
that
the support is already there. That's the difference. Like
support from
black
who?
folks,
So
black folks
support.
go.
I'm
If
be
they
real.
go to another black store, you know, they got a black store on, and they'll be like, "Hey man, let me get a discount." Da da da. But you go to the Arabic guy store, the white man
You
store,
sound like
they
you're
don't
doing
ask for a discount.
Iraq right now.
Huh?
You're
Bro, oh my god, these comments. Oh my
no,
god.
your mic just it sounds kind of
Bro,
I
these
don't know, it
comments
sounds like a radio. I'm gonna be
These
honest.
comments on Kevin Samuels on Twitter. Let me read this from Ernest Owens. You're getting exposed.
You're getting
Kevin Samuels has made a career off shamelessly disgracing black women for profit. He embroidered the most toxic individuals to project his tired, harmful narratives about black women, dead or alive. What a disgraceful life to live. That's all I've got for that misogynist. Yeah,
Okay,
let's go
well-
ahead and look in. I'm not even gonna. I can tell what I can see what tree you're barking up, buddy. Anyway,
I'm sure that he knows.
move on.
I'm sure that Kevin Samuel knew.
Shamir
Whenever he
Bailey.
passed, there would be just as many people that would have like shit like that to say.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what Kevin Samuels used to do. He used to go on the show, talk about high value men. So he would have women that call into the show basically and think that they're high value women, and he'll ask why, and basically he'll ask them, how old are you? Your dress size? Do you have kids? This, that, and the other. They'll answer those questions. If they have kids, they'll say you won't get a high value man simply because a high value man doesn't want a woman with children. No matter how they look. And then he'll say, well, the woman might say, well, I get all kind of men, da 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 da. And then Kevin will say, well, did he marry you? You know what I'm saying? And then
pull your back out.
yeah, he said they'll have sex with you, but they're not gonna marry you.
Gotcha.
And then then he'll give an example. All right, well, how many children do you want? 3. What state do you live in? Let's say Atlanta. And then he'll ask them, well, how many children you want to? Do you plan on going back to work after you have the children? She'll say yes or no. And then he'll ask her, and this is the one that always kill him. Well, how much money do you think it takes to raise 3 children in Atlanta? This, that, and the other. Then she'll say 100,000. He'll be like, no, you're wrong. 300,000 or something like that per year. And then they get all discombobulated and all kind of stuff. But I think what I got out of it was that Kevin was making it easier for the average guy. It's not all about money on a high value man, but it was money was one characteristic of it. But I feel like he was saying, look, stop trying to all y'all trying to get these quote unquote high value men and settle for some of the not so high value men, because he said the black man on average only 10% of them make so much money, like above 100,000. But the average black guy, he said, makes $45,000 to $50,000 a year. And can you settle with that? And then I don't want to settle. So Kevin, I think for the average guy, he was out there trying to help the average guy. You know what I mean? Whatever definition he has of an average guy, I think he was trying to break women down to say, hey, look at Tom over there. Tom is a plumber. You know what I'm saying? But Tom makes $70,000 to $80,000 a year. You can't accept a guy like that. And then they be like, no, you know, just talking all kind of noise. You know what I'm saying?
That comment is steaming. Yeah, that bitch on fire in the box, boy. God,
yeah. My dog Kevin, man. I just listen to Kevin.
Dog Kevin.
All right, long live KS, man.
Yeah, so look, shout out to Zilla. KS appeals more to average people than the high value man. But most people will never be a high value man, as will most women not be a high value woman. Women, however.
Exactly. And I agree with that. And that's what he was trying to get these women to see.
Well, Gates, so would you consider yourself a high value man?
I'm super high value.
Well, okay. You created a new tier. You created a new tier,
baby.
Broke barriers, baby.
You just created a new tier for your values.
First black man to walk on the moon.
This motherfucking moonwalking literally on that man.
We can't go to the moon. We've never been there. But anyway.
Well, fuck.
Fucking
So how could you be a high value man? Hold on. How could you be a high value man, but you don't believe space exists? You feel me?
I said space exists, but we can't go there.
Yeah, and that's because
been there.
That's because
the Van Allen belts full of radiation. Can't get through it.
Okay, all right.
The Van Allen belts. I think that's a load of crock.
Oh my God! Go look it up.
That's just what kids.
I mean, you can even Google that one.
Yeah,
and then now get this. NASA said, why we haven't been back to the moon since 1972. NASA said they destroyed all the information on how to get back to the moon. That's what NASA said. I didn't say that.
That is so. Yeah, because then Elon Musk literally builds his own shit and goes into space. Like,
yeah, you can go into orbit, but you can't go into space. You can't go to the moon. Put it that way.
Real quick before we get off topic,
no. He wants to be able to get his
go to Mars
to be able to land itself. So that's what he's worried about. He knows he can get out. You know what? Elon Musk, he can get out of the orbit. He's figured that shit out already. What he's worried about is being able his rocket to be able to land on its fucking legs.
Yeah.
So nobody dies on the way to come back.
Well, I haven't figured that out yet.
Did you see he drove bro? What do you mean didn't he shoot a Tesla out in space?
What?
He shot a Tesla in space, bro.
Well, here, real quick, because before we move on to because I want to talk about this shit, but I do want to ask. So, Ken, because you said you're high value, super high value, super high value man.
High value.
So out of 1 to 10, go ahead and rate yourself, but you can't use 7.
Can't use 7. Me personally, I'm a 6 right now. I got a little gut on me. You know what I'm saying?
How the fuck are you high value? Then you're over here being the 6.
Yeah. Hey, all I gotta do is lose a couple of LBs, and I'm a 10 again.
Call.
I'll be an 8.
Call
lose
what?
A couple of LBs.
Oh, what's your waistline, man? Go ahead, tell which waistline.
my pants I got on right now, they're 38.
Carl, you need to settle the fuck down and find you a woman that's a manager at a motherfucking Applebee's.
Hey, I'm already married though, Carl.
That's all good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So
you need to find you a waitress.
So you might need to settle for a fucking busboy or something. Pause. So look, Zilla, he said I can answer that NASA stuff, man. Whatever you want to hop in and add some information to, please by all means.
Yeah, man. Let's hear that. Let's please.
Okay.
Answer that NASA stuff, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Kent's over here trying to get us think we're fucking like dumb fucking chimps or something, and we can get out of space.
Are we able to get past the Van Allen belt? Have we done that?
Van Allen belt's been freaking.
Of course, they're gonna say we've done it already because they said we went to the moon.
Bro, I mean,
we can't get past the Van Allen belt, so
like that's the end. You got to get through to go to space.
No, I mean,
man went to space.
You might get there one day.
So how did? Okay, let me ask you.
No.
How did the rover get on Mars?
Never made it there. That. Did you see it happen? That's all camera. That's all.
So the live views from the.
They say it's a live view. Just because they say it's live, don't mean it's live. Just like CGI. Right now, you got what's your boy name? Godfrey, the comedian. He talked like Eddie Murphy, and they'll change his face to look like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, but you have to have the stuff on your face when you're trying to do all that stuff. Like there's a bunch of goes into that. What? You don't. Camera and they aim it.
Did it on the Steve Harvey show.
But there's stuff that goes into that, probably behind the scenes, is what I'm trying to tell you. they probably were pre-recorded most of that shit before they went on stage. So then they could just put it out there.
Okay, so if that happens, you're just watching something go into space. You have no clue where that video is coming from.
You're talking about two different things. You just were talking about CGI.
No, I'm not. Yes, but I'm saying they have CGI, which you can see live on TV. It's like going into space, though. We ain't been there, man.
Hey, look.
No, I mean, I think you're confusing the two things. I don't think
So we're gonna bring.
There's a difference in CGI.
We're gonna bring Spencer in here. Spencer wants to educate us.
Yeah, please, Spence, come educate Kent on NASA and their moon experiences, because this guy's trying to tell us that NASA's full of shit.
Why we haven't been back there since 1972?
My only problem with this, Kent, is it wouldn't be consistent with your conspiracies because NASA is literally by the best scientists in the world that this world has ever seen, which is the Nazi scientists that you say fucking were stolen from Germany. So if you're saying that, and then you're saying these guys couldn't figure it out, but they figured out how to do all type of
Van Braun was his name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you don't believe in him now? You had all this faith in him before when he was doing all that fucked up shit.
I didn't believe it. What you mean?
I mean, you believe he did all that. He had the ability to create all these like things and do these things.
Look, we're bringing Spoo into the building.
All right, Spoo.
Can't
talk about NASA.
Look, man, he's gonna set you straight. All right, Cole. I'm just trying to make sure you're ready for this.
Yeah, bring him on in.
When you're talking about landing,
oh, he didn't even fucking hesitate.
It's just simple. Like when you're talking about landing people on the moon and why we haven't did. It's the same concept with like recycling. This is why it's more expensive. How is it more expensive to recycle a bottle that's already made than making it from brand new? Because it takes more to undo the process. So like to find the people that have the experience of landing the moon are landing, they're already higher. They're already moving on. Like they're already done. Find more.
This is the weakest excuse I've ever heard in my life.
So yeah, but that's actually a good point, because you have a lot of people that go and study to be fucking astronauts, Kent. So it's like, how can you say that what they're going to fucking study and paying money for is just fucking irrelevant? Like these are people that actually go and train and shit to do these things, and it's not just America. Like you're thinking, like you have to understand, Russian scientists have been to the moon, which were probably Nazis, but you'll ignore that fact though.
You like to ignore it.
There's other countries that have been to the moon, Kent. What do you mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, what?
No, they've never been there. They're all in cahoots together.
There was a race between Russia and the U.S. to get to the moon.
Yeah, Russia went into space first, supposedly, and the US
they did. Because I read about it. They definitely went into space. I read about it.
All the pictures of Earth from the moon are drawn illustrations. NASA said it. Go look it up.
The renderings for sure.
Yeah, because they're not going to release the real footage.
Why? They're not going to release the real thing. Come on, man. Come with something else.
Because why would they release
why is the flag moving?
Satellites.
Why is the flag moving?
Why would you release the position to your satellite?
Why is the flag moving?
What do you mean? Why is the flag moving?
Why does the flag move on?
Are you going to pull up the picture? You're asking me to remember it? I don't even know what you're talking about.
You have constant motion. When you set the flag down, doesn't it move? But there's nothing to
stop laughing. You're killing.
Stop it. There's no friction. Of course it's going to move because it never stopped moving. Because that's how inertia works in space, right? Is because it won't stop moving. So when you set a flag, it's going to move, right? Like when I set down this juice, the contents inside are going to move. So therefore, yes, when you set a flag down and it starts to move, just like if you were to throw a golf ball, it's not.
Yeah, it still vibrates.
Forces to stop it from moving.
Yeah, it still vibrates when you set it down. You're still planting it on a surface. So that's good. Yeah, like he said. You know,
no.
Who just hit you with some motherfucking facts?
Y'all ain't hit me with nothing.
He ate you up.
It's called
a vacuum. There's a vacuum in space. Ain't nothing moving.
You're talking to people who like.
You said, why won't they?
Nothing stop.
They don't want to show their position of the satellites. Come on, man. Everybody got satellites in space.
No, not every country has satellites in space. That's a privilege.
You went to the moon and you can't shoot a picture back from the moon What they got to do with the satellite?
Bro, why
Nothing.
do they have to send you their pictures from the moon that they spend millions of dollars to get, Kent? And do you think if they're really going into space, they're taking pictures of Earth? They don't give a damn about Earth. They're trying to figure out what the hell's out in space. They got agendas. They don't have to, how much money
on the dark side?
Do all that? They're not. They don't have time to waste on stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? They're not sending scientists to space for millions of dollars.
72.
Okay.
Not 92, not 82, not 2002 or 22. 72, and they no longer have the information. They stop it.
Next, you're gonna tell me next you're gonna tell me it's because they burned the Library of Alexandria. Come on, guys. Give us a real reason.
They did burn the Library of Alexandria. So it's like,
and they didn't document every single technical move they made and mathematical equation they solved to get themselves to the moon. Come on, man.
You know everything was on paper back then. Do you know everything is basically digital?
Highly flammable.
So understand this. Files can be lost when you have thousands and thousands of fucking files. That most of them say the same.
How files could get lost.
That most of them say the same thing. The most of them say the same thing over and over again because it's the same data. I mean, you could be shitty.
That's what you're saying.
You could be shitty, but it don't change the truth.
You could be shitty.
You know what I'm saying? It don't change the truth, man.
You said that they lost the information, basically.
So the government never loses information.
That sound like, huh?
And what if the information that they got, they don't want you to know what the fuck it is?
Sound like something Biden was.
It's not about me getting the information. They said they lost the information. I said, okay, it can be classified, but that don't mean that they can't get back to the moon. They can't, not me.
Back to the moon. Like, let me put it like this.
All I'm saying is think about it like this. If they got rid of that information, they didn't even want to take the chance of that shit getting leaked of whatever the fuck they found out. And I'm telling you,
1972, Carl. And then Obama was the one that stopped the space program, by the way. So somewhere in the 2000s, they stopped the space program. Whatever
they found. That's all you need to know. Whatever information they found in 1972, they're like the American people, fuck the American people. The civilization of Earth does not need to know about.
So why did all the other countries stop going?
Because they were informed.
Okay, so they was informed for your cause, but for my cause, they couldn't all work together and say, we're going to fake this thing. Okay, make it make sense.
What do you mean?
You ain't made it make sense yet.
Harder to fake.
What do you mean?
Hundreds of agents than it is to actually just do the thing.
What?
It's harder. It would be harder to contain everybody within hundreds of agencies than it would be to just do the thing. But why?
That would work both ways in his scenario.
What resources are on the moon that we would need to go back again for?
I don't know.
I don't know. Because we don't know what's on. But like,
matter of fact, it's been documented. That moon rock they brought back was fake.
I mean,
I need you to start sending this to my phone. I need to see this information because this is a lot of like, you're spitting this like it's fact, baby. I need to see this. This is information I've never even came across of.
He's gonna send you some shit. It's gonna be gatesopen.com. That's
like,
the source.
He said the moon rock was fake.
Yeah, no.
Like how did some random person even was able to get a sample of the moon rock to prove that it was fake? To prove it was like limestone or something painted.
Interesting.
Like, let's be honest here. Like that, bro. That stuff is not accessible.
If memory serves me correct, because I don't have time to look it up now.
Your phone's right
selling this stuff.
Oh, they were selling it. NASA
something like that.
NASA went broke.
Wow. Okay.
They went broke.
I could be wrong about that, but
property.
Look it up though.
Yeah.
They started.
How you know it's government property?
Because the government owns it. They brought it back. It's their stuff.
Nobody owns the moon, Denzel.
I mean, well, they took it. They fucking took the shit, so they felt like they owned it, and they definitely planted the American flag.
Is this fucking Cinco de Mayo or is this Columbus Day?
I mean,
like, explain to me real quick.
Sounds like the moon landing day. Jesus Christ! Like Armstrong is in the room. Well, no, the fucking opposite. It's like his doppelganger, the evil twin. He's like, no, I never went to the moon.
Hey, Gates, do you have any other argument for your?
Just post it on the screen.
I mean, what he said, I ain't even.
Post it on the screen.
I
don't know who you're pointing at. So you're pointing to Spoo.
Post it for the people. Post it for the people, Gates. We need to see this.
I'll
put it on.
Deuces. I mean, I don't even know what he's talking about over there.
I'm eating up your argument, man, because I still ain't see this
I
paper.
put water all over your fire.
I ain't see no paperwork.
Started.
Drop the paperwork.
You ain't showing me no paperwork either.
What you mean? You're saying something that you're saying against the narrative that everybody.
This is a discussion that just popped up. So
the burden of proof is the burden of proof. The burden of proof would be
just remind me
because you're going against the grain in this instance.
You're going against the
where you're
narrative.
saying something that's already supposedly established to be
this
true.
Just popped up. So anyway, just give me this week. I'll send y'all kind of stuff. But anyway,
so this is something that you just read and you believed it.
No, this is a ton of.
You said it just popped up.
No, he said
dude, I went to college for radiology. You can't make it through the Van Allen belts. Simple as that.
All right.
And matter of fact, we're in a firmament. we can't even get to past a certain spot far enough to get to the moon.
So what happened to the
filament? God opened it up. That's how we got the flood. Bang, bang, boogie.
That doesn't even make sense because
bang, boogie. Go read it. It's in the Bible. It's there.
How does the gravity from the moon
That's where you get that one from.
shift the oceans? How do we have high low tide?
I don't know. What that got to do with anything?
Well, I think you have to have some type of astronomical, you know what I'm saying, background or degree to be able to talk about something like this in the sense that you're talking about it. Because the way that you're saying
no,
it's,
you don't.
I'm going with what the scientists are saying. You're going against them. You're going against the scientists. So I'm trying to just put perspective out
there. So you believe everything Dr. Fauci say too, huh? Okay,
no, I did.
I
did. No, I didn't because I was told that Dr. Fauci was appointed by politicians trying to push a narrative. So why would I believe that?
He's been in his position since the 80s.
This is in textbooks.
He's been in his position since the 80s. He's been working with since the 80s. Come on, man, stop it.
Come on, bro.
He's been in his position since the 80s, though.
What? Who?
He's just pushing them now.
Surgeon General?
What?
Since the 80s? The Surgeon General.
He's not the Surgeon General.
He was. That's bro. What do you? He's
literally been doing what he's been doing since AIDS.
Yeah.
So he was the Surgeon General since AIDS. He's
not a Surgeon General. Where you get that from?
Bro, he was appointed by Trump.
In the AIDS thing,
he was a.
Hey, Gates, hold up, Spoo. Go ahead.
What do you mean? No.
Hold up.
In the AIDS thing, he told people, just like COVID, actually, as a matter of fact, to stay away from people who have AIDS because they might catch it like a sickness. You know what I mean? So like he's had wild things that he said. I will be honest.
And he was
look up Dr. Judy Markovich. Look her up. Read her story.
Okay.
So what's her story? Why don't you just tell me?
She worked with him, and he did all kind of criminal stuff. But just look it up, man.
I
can't tell you nothing because you don't believe anything. You want paperwork on everything. I don't have the paperwork right in front of me.
Bro, Fauci was doing gain of function research. Everybody knows that. That's public right now. Everybody understands that. He's a piece of shit. You feel what I'm saying? I don't understand how you bringing Fauci into something.
The live just got taken down.
With no shit.
No, I'm kidding.
I don't know how you're bringing
Fauci. You don't believe the scientists and this, that, and the other. Well, you believe Fauci. You don't believe Fauci.
So I shouldn't believe astronauts that studied their whole life to talk about something.
You shouldn't necessarily just flat out believe anybody.
And like they went and got into hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt.
They went to school, Kent.
So Dr. Fauci didn't do that. So Dr. Fauci didn't.
They went to university. Kent, how do you explain that?
But are they politicians, Kent? Are they going on TV talking for a politician? Are they talking for the president's narrative? No, they're independent entities.
Yes, they do.
They're independent.
Neil Armstrong.
Independent. No,
why are you assuming that with astronauts? I do want to ask you that, Deuce. Like I want to challenge that. Why are you assuming with astronauts they can't be controlled and they can't align with some bigger agenda?
Oh, it fits his narrative.
What incentive is there?
How
you worked your whole life to get to a point, right?
Wow,
and then you get to that point, and then you're forced to believe, and then and then someone tells you, hey, everything that you just worked your whole life for and you studied for, that you just paid all this money for is fake.
What's the difference in Dr. Fauci?
What the fuck do they have to give you for you to go along
A
with that
small
narrative?
percentage of people who are actually astronauts go to space, allegedly, anyways, if we're going to go with Gates' argument. So it's not as if you would actually have to explain that to very many astronauts, to be honest.
Pull up the list of astronauts that have been to space, and then you can sit here and tell me that all these people have never been.
And they're all liars.
And they're all
liars. You can explain that to their family, Gates.
Let's do that, because this is what I don't understand. Like, you're literally talking about astronauts. Oh, there's astronauts in space right now. Oh,
no space, shit. Not on the moon. I never said you couldn't go to space. You can go out there and float around. I said the moon. In order to get to the moon, you got to go through the Van Allen belt.
So okay, Kent. So
which is impossible.
So how do they know there's Van Allen belts around the moon?
Oh my God, they figured that out back in the. They figured that out back in the 50s.
So okay, who figured it out?
You scientists.
Yeah. Okay, so the same astronauts.
The scientists, not the astronauts.
Oh, so the scientists that study space that those scientists, the same scientists that work for NASA.
They probably do work for NASA, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of contradictory here in your argument. Is all I'm saying. The same scientists that you're sitting here are saying that you can't go to space are the same scientists that are saying
the same.
You can't go to space and the moon.
Look, I'm just telling you the facts, man. Go look it up. That's all I can tell you.
You gave me the facts, so I'm telling you the facts that you gave me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you working on the same aspect of believing Dr. Fauci. It's the same thing. You believe you don't believe Dr. Fauci. You believe the astronauts.
I just pointed out to you, you believe the same astronauts that you're saying are bullshit. So I'm trying to figure out, who is it to believe? Can we not believe anybody?
It's more than astronauts. It's scientists in the world who say the same thing. There's not just astronauts. There's people who said this all over the globe who are not astronauts at all.
So my problem with what you're saying is you're trying to tell me that I should believe people about.
No, I'm telling you should go look it up. And then make your own assumption.
It doesn't even matter, because you just told me the narrative. They don't study space. So why the hell would I go listen to someone that doesn't study space? You're showing a picture on a gram that I can't.
Van Allen belts. Go look it up.
I can't read that, Cat. That shit's so small.
I said Van Allen belts.
How do they know that there's a magnetic field out there that you can't get to the moon? How can they prove that?
Is ionizing radiation. That can kill you.
Died, Ken? For them to know that is what I need to know. Who the hell tried to go do it and died? Because that's what has to happen. Someone has to try to do it and die.
They have this thing, I think it's called a Geiger meter. They put it on probably the spaceships or whatever they send up there, and it tells you how much radiation there is. Just like when I went to college for radiation or radiology, you have to wear this little thing, I forgot the name of it, and it tells you how much radiation you are exposed to on a yearly basis, and every year you got to send that off, and then they have to read it. If you have too much, you got to take time off. And if you go to the doctor to get you broke your arm, you go to the doctor to get an x-ray, why you think they put the shield over you? The shield over you is lead shield, and it's designed to protect your vital organs from the radiation. That's what it's for.
Okay, but that's what
you only can be
that man created. Man didn't create this field around the moon. They don't. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? All I'm saying is you will never know if there's truly a field around that moon unless you've tried to go there.
You will never know if we ever been to space unless you went there. You will never know if the Earth is flat unless you went up in a balloon to see it.
That is my point. So if you're saying what I'm saying is speculation, what you're saying is definitely also speculation.
Okay, it can be speculation, but you're not taking your point as speculation.
No, I just said that. I just literally said that.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree.
It's speculation. But what I'm telling you is my speculation is in textbooks. It's been documented over and over again by multiple countries all over the world.
That don't mean it's true.
Okay.
That don't mean it's true.
I don't think Russia, really agrees with the United States on a lot of things. So I'd be very interested to see
all them people working together. That mess is,
man, they're not working.
It's crazy.
Russia
for the most part, they are
threatening to nuke the United States if we get involved in Ukraine. You can't say that we've never been on the same page with Russia. The one time we may have possibly been in the same page with Russia is when we were all trying to go steal Nazi.
And Putin are friends. Trump and Putin are friends.
Trump is not the president, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but they were friends. So we did at one point get along with him.
So he got
that's all.
Biden was over there backdooring him the whole time. So he's got a vendetta with Biden. So yeah, that's the president. Trump is sitting there. He's not the president. He's the CEO of Trump Enterprises. He means nothing now.
Well,
Yeah,
he means a lot still.
he can still get the reports, the presidential reports every day if he wanted to. He can still do that. But there's only one president to do that in like the last freaking 10 years.
What are you talking about when you say that?
So basically, you could still get the presidential briefings after your tenancy in office.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long that lasts? How many presidents?
Well, only one president really did it that I know of when I found out about this, and it was actually George W. Bush Sr.
What I'm saying, can Obama do it? How many presidents back can it go? I've never heard that one.
I don't know.
I haven't heard that either. That's interesting.
But I don't know. You could definitely do it.
Yeah,
for sure. I read it.
Yeah.
That's a conspiracy theory.
George W.
Why you got that conspiracy theorist over there?
Okay. You can look it up. That's what you're doing over there, clicking. Go ahead and start clicking over there on the phone.
I feel like I'm finding out most of my friends are conspiracy theorists. So that's okay. People thinking outside the box.
How you say it? What you said you can do?
Because this actually had something to do with the
presidents past their tenure can receive presidential briefing.
Yeah. On things going on in the world.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. But I think, it may be only certain, but I know and it's the same thing with presidents. Only certain presidents can get access to the information about Area 51 and shit like that too. Like George W. Bush was in the FBI or some government agency, and he was already high ranking. So when he became the president, he was able to get access to all that information. So some presidents, you're saying, don't get access to all the information? Yeah, some presidents, they don't give you access to certain shit. Oh. Who was it? JFK. Mm-hmm. He literally was trying to get all that Area 51 shit literally exposed, and they would not let him get access to information. He literally tried to do an executive order to get to that information, and they still denied his order. Yeah. So it's crazy. They don't play with that shit. That information they keep very sealed. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, they saying all of a sudden they're saying aliens are real now.
Well, they have
whether they're real or not. They're just saying that all of a sudden they say that they're real now.
Well, the problem is because I think there's been so much recent sightings with all the war and shit going on in the world, because that's usually what they say the most sightings are is where there's conflict in the world. When all that Russia shit happened, they said they started there was UFO sightings went going through the roof. You know what I mean? Now it could have just been bombs. You know what I'm saying?
And I've heard that as far as Roswell and stuff like that. The first UFO sightings happened right after World War. No, I think it was when we started to drop nuclear bombs. It was and Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and all that. That's when the first UFO sightings really started happening. Yeah, and then the Cuban Missile Crisis. You know what I'm saying? They had said there was some UFO interference with that, you know what I'm saying? And they just never released that information until recently or whatever. So, it's just kind of crazy to think about. But, I actually saw, I don't know, I was watching a UFO show, and there's actually a dude who was ex-Russian operative, he was a Russian military or whatever. And he said he was actually at the military base where they took control of nuclear warheads and shut them down. And they literally decommissioned the warheads to the point because these guys couldn't get access. They couldn't access the fucking the mainframe for these nuclear warheads. They had a base. They were duds now. They had to get rid of them. They had to replace them because the codes basically got scrambled. They hacked the codes and they changed it, and they could never get back in, which is kind of crazy to think about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. If you're Putin, you're pretty vulnerable without your nukes. What are you? What's your stance on that with aliens? Are you convinced? I think there's a possibility of there being a higher being, of course. But, so you're tying the alien concept into a religious concept of a god? Because you're saying higher being. No, when I say a higher being, okay, listen. If we're talking aliens here, we're talking about a higher being. Their knowledge is definitely greater than ours because they're doing things that obviously we can't even fucking fathom yet. So they're a higher being. And we need to acknowledge that fact. And understand respect them accordingly. Yeah, that's a dangerous thing. Yeah, don't sit there and take that shit lightly. This is if there is such thing as aliens, they're probably higher beings, and we need to not just sit there and assume that they're overly friendly either. But in that case, we probably can't defend ourselves anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Interesting. You know what I'm saying? If it's
goes that way, it's like it's probably over anyway.
So your stance is, yeah, you think that there's
there's a possibility for sure. I definitely think there's something going on. And if it's not aliens and all these you see all these UFO crafts, then it's just military crafts that they're not talking to us about.
In your opinion, do you feel like that conflicts with your belief in a traditional theological God?
No. I believe in God, but then it could be that my God was based off something of a higher being that came.
There's no higher being than God.
Okay, well, if you believe,
you can't say.
Here's my thing, because when the Bible was written was a long time ago, and it wasn't written by Yeshua, it was written by someone else, right? So what I'm saying is if God, who is, well, Jesus is also projected as a higher being, and God is too. If they're higher beings and they're projected that way in the Bible, at a time where people couldn't really understand what the hell was going on in front of them, they could have written this down as some type of experience in the way the Bible was written. That's all that's being said. And that is actually something that is being talked about now, because if you look at a lot of ancient information that they're finding, hieroglyphics or whatever the hell it is, and they're coming up with new information that is pointing to a lot of that stuff, like ancient Mayan texts and stuff like that. So you got to kind of be open to the idea that that is a possibility. Not saying
The only thing
possibility it was aliens that influenced that shit being written.
No, but I don't think there's a higher being than God, because you said God was. I think you said God was created by a higher being, but He's the highest being.
He's saying that the higher being itself could potentially be God, and when say aliens a long ass time ago came and visited, the way that they interpreted these aliens were as some kind of God.
God-like figure, which if you wouldn't say God is a higher being.
Yeah, God is the highest being.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't say aliens. If I don't even believe in aliens, but if they are real, I wouldn't say aliens are a high being.
Okay, so if alien,
personally,
he can pick you up with his mind and move you across the room, you wouldn't say he's a higher being? I'm going to say he's a higher being.
But where you get that information from?
I'm just saying, if an alien does it, are you not going to really be like, okay, yeah, you will submit. He's a higher being. Like, if he can literally make you move with his mind, are you not going to say
God
that
says He gave you that power too, if you actually believe it strong enough? There's people who've been there's people who've had cancer and it actually disappeared with no treatment.
Okay, and that's fine. But that could be because this alien made that shit disappear with his mind. Can't let's I mean, the possibility
you call it an alien and I call it God.
Okay, but the thing is, it's much more plausible to be, oh yeah, a higher being did this than a figure that nobody's seen, correct? Would you say that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you never seen either one of them. I've never seen God and you've never seen an alien. You've never seen an alien.
I mean, but there's ancient texts that depict that there were people, the sky people came down and
sky people.
You feel what I'm saying?
Maybe those were angels.
Oh, but okay, so but they're not depicted as angels. They're depicted as sky people that came down.
I haven't looked into this information, but okay, my bad.
I mean, I'm just saying.
So, here, can we get? So, I just want to ask you, Ken, real quick.
But angels didn't look like angels, though.
Go check my guy out. So you don't believe in aliens 100%? You're convinced that they don't exist?
I don't believe in aliens. But at this point in my life, if God came and told me aliens were real, I'll be like, whatever, okay.
Well, same question that I asked Deuce here. Do you think that the existence of aliens conflicts with your belief in a traditional God?
Not necessarily, because if people may depict them as aliens, but maybe they were angels and not aliens, because what we depict the angel as, from my understanding, they didn't even look like that.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
They look more like aliens.
That's my point. If they are real, then they would, in my opinion, would be aliens. Now, what the average person says an alien is, no, I don't believe. But once again, if
talking about the Nephilim,
why do you find that hard to believe?
the Nephilims is the fallen angels, right? Am I saying that right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, they were depicted to be very hideous creatures and very cruel creatures, and they were supposed to be there to enhance mankind. And what they did is they were very cruel to mankind, right? Okay,
well, they had sex with the women.
Well, no, women. Did other things, and they had babies that were brutal and shit like that, and they killed a lot of people, and they were fucking little for lack of better words, bastard children. But
really quick, supposedly they in Antarctica.
That is true.
But anyway,
also you have the lizard people in Antarctica, so it's like, is it the Nephilim or is it the lizard people? Let's
maybe both.
I mean,
it's a big place.
They could be down. They could be down there having a war. That's why they left us alone. I mean, we never know. Yeah. But my point is
would lizards go to the cold like that? I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either. Yeah. They're fucking warm blooded. Anyway, but my whole thing is just, I think what you're saying is vice versa. I think they depicted in the Bible them as angels, but really they were aliens. They were.
Where did the word alien come from? That comes.
The lack of
that's a our word. We, from my understanding, created that word.
Intelligence that the mankind got to. They didn't have our perspective back then because they weren't as intelligent as we are now. They didn't have machines. They didn't have technology. They didn't have cell phones. They couldn't go on Google and look shit up. They were literally primitive. They were not that far removed, if science is correct, from chimpanzees or apes. So they were still very early in development. They can't even tell you. I mean, you see the way that they depicted giraffes and things like that, and mammoths and things. I mean, it was very just dull. Even in early, there was very few people that could literally think outside the box enough to go make a telescope and look into the stars, right? Or create poetry or do certain things.
But the way you said that in the beginning was like there were aliens and we depicted them, and in the Bible they said angels. But I believe if we're going to be on the same spot, I believe they were angels, and now we have started calling them aliens.
So real quick, just so we can be clear, the term alien is derived from the Latin alienus, which is in turn derived from the Oscan Mancupa patas or whatever. But this is the interesting thing. It means slave.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Latin later came to mean a stranger, a foreigner, not blood relation. So yeah, interesting. The origin of it is
that's very interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. But
words mean a lot too.
I think you both, honestly, just you guys have both accepted the same kind of origin story, if you will. There's just like kind of a hang up on what to call the characters in your story.
Right. Basically, are they angels? Are they aliens? Are they fucking demons? They're probably more demons than anything.
All right. There you go. Go ahead.
Because the way, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe in your fucking case, for sure.
I mean, when I read Nephilims, I was like, yeah, these motherfuckers were monsters.
My ancestors.
These were monsters. Yeah, demons. Straight up fucking animals. They were literally raping kids.
My wife pick on me because I don't watch ghost movies, realistic ghost movies. I'll be like, of course I don't watch that mess.
Scares you.
Real.
Yeah, demons are real. So I don't want none of that in my life.
So,
in my opinion, they're real.
Have you seen a demon?
Try to shoot one.
Have you interacted or had a demon?
No, and don't plan on it.
Okay.
I take that back.
Oh, Lord.
I was
holy water.
Like in I don't know, maybe 5th, 6th grade or something.
Damn.
And I remember I used to start sleeping on the floor for some dumb reason. But anyway, I'm sleeping on the floor. Long story short, I woke up one night, and I looked up. I don't know if I'm dreaming. I don't believe I was dreaming, but I see 2 red eyes looking at me. And as long as I look at them, look like they coming closer. So I put my head back under the cover, look back up, look like they went away. Well, not went away, but went farther back. And then as I looked, I did that about 3 or 4 times, and then I got up and went to sleep with my brother. God bless the dead.
Yeah. So it sounds like a car drove past your window.
Sheesh.
No, we lived at the end of the road. Wasn't no cars. That couldn't have been it.
Okay, so it couldn't have been the reflection of tail lights.
No, that wasn't possible. No, because behind the house we had two windows in the house in my room. The backyard went out to a lake. You couldn't drive down there, and the side was there. You couldn't. There was nothing over there either from that other direction. So no direction could that have happened. And I'm laying on the floor. There's no mirrors above me. So, and there's a bunk bed right here. So, I mean, was that a demon? I don't know, but
well, I mean, what else could it have been?
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. No, I wasn't sleep paralysis. I've had sleep paralysis before. Definitely wasn't that.
Have you seen that demon?
Because that's what it is. You literally
have you seen the sleep paralysis demon?
No.
You, by the way, just for the record, it just clicked with me.
So you did see it.
What we're talking about right now, this is like the setup for a scary movie. We all get off this tonight, and then the sleep paralysis demon obviously eats and kills all of us.
Honestly, that's why I sleep on my stomach.
We become an urban legend.
Dog, I'm telling you, that shit's real, dog.
Right,
I sleep on my stomach because of that.
I know people that I've actually had people tell me that they've had that.
I haven't. So I mean, like maybe I'm being a little insensitive to the sleep paralysis.
Those people also seeking attention. So
what it is like you don't see anything. You just sleep. Well, it always happened to me when I sleep on my back. Sleep on my back, and then it's like, man, I want to move, but it's like you stuck, and then I count in my head like 1, 2, 3, move, and then I'll just sit there, and then maybe I'll fall back asleep, and then eventually I end up getting up. But it happens. It has happened to my daughter, few times. My wife, all of us. So,
that's ever happened to me, to be honest.
See the preacher, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Golly,
definitely. Throw a few more crosses on the wall. That should do it.
Sleep on your back. I don't sleep on my back because of that.
On your back? No, it seems like you sleep on your stomach.
Well, that's what I meant to say. I sleep on my stomach because of that.
Yeah, no.
Okay, interesting. Now, Spoo, I do want to get to you, man, on the alien conversation. Obviously, Gates, he doesn't see any reason for aliens or their existence. We got Deuce thinks aliens could be the origin story for mankind and religion in general. Where
possibly. Don't just quote me.
He does not believe in God, obviously.
I'm a God-fearing man.
But yeah, how do you feel about this? Where's your stance?
I have family and all that. Yeah, I'm a God-fearing man. People.
I'm kidding, by the
way. I love Jesus.
Honestly, I believe in them. Probably, maybe be them type of thing. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if we've been around for billions of years, I mean, which is what I believe. Not maybe in the form that we're in, but just Earth and just no reason to not believe at least in something, if not us, like I think we're probably a few hundred years from doing what we think other aliens do.
Yeah. Well, you said a few hundred years. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I would say like under 5.
I don't think the Earth is billions of years old. By the way, it might be. I don't have nothing to stand on it, to be honest. But some stuff just don't make any sense to me.
Why do you say? How old do you think the Earth?
I mean, I believe I'm my age, but my bad. I messed that up. But anyway, I seen a pastor. He broke down the Bible.
Yeah, what the fuck? You just skipped the question.
No, I know it wasn't. I didn't try to skip the question. I thought you said my age, but anyway.
You want to answer it now? Though? Like shit. How old's the Earth, kid?
I'll say about 10 to 20,000 years old.
We have trees older than that, bro.
That's what they say. what trees are more than 20,000 years old? We have
forests with like 100,000-year-old trees.
Yeah, that are like fucking 100 feet. Called the Amazon.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
And then I mean, I'm not gonna argue it like I have super hard evidence like the moon stuff.
Then why do you choose to believe? Why do you choose to believe something that is in the contrary? That you can't
honestly, in my opinion, one, I seen a pastor break some stuff down, and that's what he came to. But just my opinion, how do we know?
Can I get him in the
this
podcast?
Stuff is this old? Like truly, we just like when they be talking about they find these ambers and of dinosaur stuff or leaves and this, that, and the other.
Life of atoms.
The years have changed over time because they'll say, "Oh, this is 10,000 years old," but there's no direct.
When a molecule breaks down, we can tell the half-life of that molecule. So if you do the math backwards, right? So if you measure the element and you say, okay, the half-life is X, and then the element is what it is, the amount that you measure, you would do the reverse and divide it, and then now you have the beginning. You have the beginning of it, just like you would like a percentage, and then now you have the life. And you would say, okay, well, this thing would have to be approximately this life because it has these molecules that are this old through the half-life, which is the whole entire periodic table of elements.
Okay. So in the Old Testament, so before Jesus was born, people used to live hundreds of years old. I mean, hundreds of years. I think Solomon or something lived like 900 years. So at that time, there was more oxygen in the air. So that's why you had these big old dinosaurs. Because there's more oxygen, they could grow bigger.
That just goes anything really science. I mean, that's just like a fundamental disbelief or a fundamental disagreement in just, I guess, fundamentals. Because like there wouldn't the assumptions made there are just not founded in science. Really, is all I can.
But science don't believe in the Bible, so I'm going by the Bible. You're going by
I get
your science and whatever. But
the same science that we're using is the same one that gives us the GPS, how we can communicate right now. When like if you were to take this back 200 years, you'd be a fucking black magician. You'd be a fucking lord of the dark arts if you had this fucking phone.
Yeah, but we're talking about more than 2,000 years ago.
Right, precisely. So what I'm saying is that we're well advanced past anything. This is the same thing that Muslims and stuff will say that we shouldn't eat pork and shellfish. It's not.
That was the Old Testament.
Well, I'm just saying, yes, it's in Leviticus, but this is just not about. It's not about whether or not the animal chews cud and whatever. It's the storage, the refrigeration, right? So like these people use these superstitious things when it's really they're just technology so far behind. They're not thinking in a way that it's fine. They're not. I'm not like blaming them or anything, but these people are thinking 2,000 years behind. Like these are the same people that use the same thing, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but the same religion and stuff is literally what enslaved people. Like, and it still does to this day. Like I'm dumbfounded that people, believe these things because this is precisely what got people enslaved. Science is what got
believe people, what thing.
Science is the thing that told people, that black people aren't different than us and that they are the same people. It's the religion that was used for, things like, oh, they're different than us. They don't believe what we believe. They're sub whatever. Every Native Americans, the Aboriginals in Africa, they're all used the same thing. And then when science comes along, we're all better. But then it's like people want to revert back. It's just wild. I don't know.
But they can at back then. I mean, they don't allow black people to read, so you didn't know what was going on really. So,
right. We still learn.
They take things out of the Bible. They do all kind of crazy stuff. But we're talking about before Jesus was born. So before Jesus was born, according to the Bible, I can't remember. I don't know if it was Abraham or which one it was, but he lived, I think, 900 years. So if that's the case, they lived 900 years. There was more oxygen on Earth, and that's how dinosaurs got so big before the flood and all this stuff here. And therefore, those same trees that are supposedly 100,000 years old can be actually younger. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not gonna like.
Hold on, say that again.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying the trees aren't 100,000 years old. The trees could be. Earth could be billions of years old.
I need to get that. I need that science you just ran by us because that sounded a little key to me.
You said there's a situation where the trees could appear younger than what they are, or older than what they are.
Yes, because if there's more oxygen in the air, therefore they're going to grow faster.
They're gonna get boob jobs.
That's why dinosaurs got so big. That's why the man was able to live as long as they were.
The overall distrust.
One reason.
The only reason why that's like false. I feel like that's false is because like man developed over time, so animals would still have been.
So you believe in evolution? I don't believe in evolution.
For sure.
But what you just said, I think, is evolution.
No, nothing about evolution.
What you just
Nothing
said
about we came from apes and
help the
then
dream
chimpanzees
grow
and all this
bigger.
crazy stuff.
Well, but I don't understand that, because if that doesn't, to me, that's hard to believe, because at the end of the day, if there was less people then, right, and gradually there become more people in the world,
God told the people to go out and reproduce.
Make more of you.
And I mean, you sound like you really, the way you believe tells me you can't truly believe in God.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell
Call
you
him
like
out,
this.
cuz.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Oh yeah, from one believer to
This is what I'm
another.
gonna get into.
This man's a fraud.
That's what I'm gonna get into, because there's a lot of
Bro, I hope God don't watch this podcast.
there's a lot of no, and this, I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it now. Because a lot of people with religion, they have this false fucking narrative around their whole context and shit. Okay, religion, like Spencer said, has been used for years and years to enslave people, rape, pillage, gamble, prostitute, and racketeer. And this is being done.
By the way, when taken literally, when it's a philosophy, like when God is a force, like say like good luck or good fortune, then it's not. But when it's used, literally, when it's a fundamentalist way of viewing the Bible, that then that's when you have these issues. But go ahead.
Yeah, because you've had the Joel Osteens of the world since back when this shit was created, that was exploiting this shit, and that's
TDJ.
That's why I never believed in a church. Churches, I don't believe in that. The one church I do like, and I did tell you, was in Punta Gorda. That's the only church I've ever been to where I was like, you know what? There's something.
Wait. But it's not about the church, because you got people sin every day. So that's what turns people away from the church, is because you see, you see John over there, he'll deacon in the church, but he messing with Miss Susie over there, and Susie and John are both married. But that turns people away from the church. But it's not about those people. Those people turn people into people like you.
I don't care what John's doing. You know why? Because John is human and John's going to sin. I don't care what John and Susie doing. What I care about is what they doing with the damn money they're collecting at the pulpit, and then you sitting going around taking lavish trips and buy yourself $6 million houses. And this has been going on since back.
I agree.
Back day. So this is my problem with religion. The fundamental establishments of the religions that are here now, you know what I'm saying? The Old Testament, New Testament, Roman Catholic, all that shit. There's corruption with all of it in the early days. So it's like, how can you sit here and be like, oh, this is fact? Because these dudes were spewing whatever they wanted to push their narratives. How many verses of the Bible are written?
I don't know. I'm assuming every language. I don't know.
Let's look that up.
Just the Bible. Just the Bible. I'm not talking about the Quran. Just the Bible.
Like how many?
I'm assuming every language there is.
You said
because but man,
the King James Bible, I believe, is the first one, right?
No, King James Bible was like the revised. That
was made in like 1600 and something. The King James Bible.
What's the old?
A few thousand verses, Bear. 31,000.
You turn your back on the church. That's fine if you don't have to go to church to be saved or to go to heaven. T.D. Jakes and the dude you named, whatever his name is, they do things all twisted up, but people get caught up in it. Yes, 100%. But you're supposed to read the Bible and get the game understanding of it yourself. Now, I'm going to be one to admit, I used to read it a lot. I don't now, but you can't judge God based on what that church is doing, because what that church is doing don't mean that they're right. That don't mean that everybody in that church is trying to do right. You know what I mean? Because if you got a man, like I believe there's I know, man, I don't want to say this, but let's say a thief.
Okay.
And everybody in the church know that this person is a thief. Now you see that person in the choir singing every Sunday, but you know that they're thieves. They don't rob banks and stuff. That person can't do that. You know what I mean? So if your pastor knows that and let them do that, then that's wrong. But now they can come to your church. They can sit in the congregation of your church, but they cannot be a leader in that church.
I didn't know being in the choir was a leadership position. I thought that was
you can't do anything but sit in that congregation, because we can't turn we're not there to turn people away from what's right. They're there to bring people.
But you need to be focused on getting better. Because you're out here stealing for people and shit.
Well, the only thing is with that is where my rebuttal is that maybe that is something that draws him to the church. So are you going to take the one thing that draws him to one positive thing in his life?
Yeah, no, he can't be a leader in my church. He's a leader. That's considered a leader. You can come to the church. And if you can't handle that, then stay home and pray. And you get better. We're going to pray for you. You need me to come pray for you? Then that's cool. Come as you are, but you can't be an active.
No, can't. The choir is a voluntary position. So you can't.
It's still leadership. You're going to be up now.
It's a voluntary leadership. It's not like you have to be elected. It's not like you have to be appointed. It's not like the church votes you in.
Some people actually get paid for certain positions they have in the choir.
Guys, let's kind of like talk about the original conversation. And one thing well, I mean, let's just not debate like fucking the choir's position in the church, please, for fucking 30 minutes.
Yeah, any leader, whatever you consider a leadership position, then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I do want to say, because you did kind of question Deuce's faith earlier. I thought that was interesting because I said to you, hey, the belief of aliens, is it possible to have that belief and then still have a traditional belief in God? And you said yes earlier.
Yeah, but then it's not about the aliens, because I can see where he's coming from with the aliens. But it was more so he believed in evolution. And I don't.
What do you mean?
From my understanding.
Could I just throw out a possible alternative theory there? So have you ever heard of like intelligent design kind of thing?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
So the idea that like maybe evolution could take place, and like all of those pieces, like perfect pieces that are put together to that basically a higher being, then you can call it whatever you want to call it, could be involved with that evolution process and it taking force.
Yeah, I can believe that if that's what was taught.
Well, the only thing is why I say
that just comes from science.
Evolution.
As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, really quick. When I was in college for radiology, they were trying to find, in some other country, they was trying to find this mega atom. They built this big old machine to try to find this mega atom, and they couldn't never get the machine to create what they were trying to create. And what they was basically trying to create was like what evolution believes, the sonic boom, I can't think of.
Yeah, what are you trying to think?
I can't think how scientists say the world was created.
Oh, the Big Boom,
Big Bang, Big Boom, Big Bang, whatever. They were trying to. They are trying, or they were trying. I don't know if they're still trying to find that super atom or whatever they called it. But anyway, my bad, Cole. Go ahead.
No, all good. I mean, really, I was just kind of curious about your response to that. Just that. I mean, I guess you already did. You're saying it's not an issue with the existence of aliens. It's an issue with his belief in evolution.
Yeah, based off the way he explained it. No,
humans evolved.
So how do you? Well, so real quick, just to respond to Gates directly, his I don't know what he's proposing here is that you can't believe in evolution and God. You're saying you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why can't you?
Because I think the biggest misconception is with religion is God's gonna make everything happen. God ain't gonna make everything happen. God's gonna give you the tools to do something, and what you do with those tools is what you do with those tools. So what I'm saying is,
but that has nothing to do with evolution.
Yeah, it does.
That too.
Yeah, it does.
Those tadpoles need to figure that shit out on their own.
So humans create. So you think humans just created fire, or do you think that a lightning strike created a fire and then humans took the fire? And
to be fair, humans didn't create fire. They discovered it.
So my point is that's an evolution. They learned how to use the fire to cook their food.
Yeah, but I mean evolution in people, meaning we came from the first story I remember seeing was there was some type of fish thing in the water. The food that was in the water became so scarce that he jumped out the water. He got the food, went back in the water. And he did this so many times over time that he actually grew legs and then got out of the water. That's what that's what the story is.
Well, I mean, but you're probably I think you're giving some cliff notes. This is probably over several hundreds of years.
Yes.
Yes.
Here's my thing.
Which I mean, hold up real quick. So why is that super hard to believe?
I don't believe that.
But we've seen humans change even like within like maybe not our lifetime, but within recent history, like within the last 500 years, we see a difference in like human physique and things like that.
We seen what change in the last 500 years?
Difference in human physique based off like exactly what you're talking about, like nutrition and things like that. Humans are bigger now and shit like that. So just like, how do you explain that?
Yeah, but we work out. We have man-made chemicals that goes in the water that there's nothing we can do about getting it out.
Keep doing that over time, and then our kids, and then like give that.
You already said they didn't have this stuff back then, so they didn't have all that crazy stuff back then.
Here's what I'm saying: is humans have literally developed in front of you. We didn't have cars; we were riding horses.
But
okay, yeah, I mean, honestly.
Different.
Well,
no, it isn't, because humans
it is different, but it is similar at the same time. It is an evolution in a way. So,
like,
I understand that
humans aren't
evolution that allowed us to cook meat to get more nutrients out of food is the. It's just more advanced technology.
The human lifespan is almost 20 years greater than it was 30 years ago. How that's a development in humans. That's technology is how humans developed. Technology is considered crucial to development.
It's considered the next step.
Whether that's
yeah, we agree to disagree, y'all. Whatever. Nothing. That is crazy. Crazy talk.
Spoo, what were you going to say?
Here's my biggest problem with the religion.
Spoo, were you about
Bibles were written?
Go ahead.
On text and paper.
Yeah.
And ink. The original Bibles were written on text and ink and paper. That, like you said, the lost files of NASA. Those are lost files and texts that people haven't even seen or looked at. The closest thing to religion that we have right now is the Dead Sea Scrolls, and that literally touches on parts of the Bible. That's the oldest text that we have.
We don't even know if that's real, but you talking about
it is real. Dead Sea Scrolls pulled out of the ocean on an old ass ship that was from fucking before me or you could even think about it.
Even if it's real, but we're talking about NASA was what 50 years ago, 1972. Compared to 2,000 years ago. Yeah, they could have lost that information. Who knows who even had the information?
Who know they even had the proper technique to store information like that? Who know they were organized to store enough information like that? You're taking data all day, every day from multiple different parts of that organization, from training to project development to materials to all types of shit to payroll. You got all types of shit they have to record there. Like,
talking about not NASA,
payroll,
right?
General. Nothing to do with it. Why would that information?
What I'm saying, human development in general, bro, has been literally documented. It's there. You can see it. We're developing to this day.
I can see in people's. I see technologies. I mean, I remember asking my grandmother, will 1996, will we have cars that's flying by 2000? You know what I mean? But that's not humans. I'm talking humans only.
So question.
So I don't understand what.
So do you think that, because I was kind of saying it in jest, but it is a real thing. The next step for our evolution, a lot of people do believe it's some kind of merging with technology.
It is.
Do you buy into that? I mean,
yes, I do, because they're trying to put chips and crap in your brain. Right now, they got chips in people's hand where they can clock in and clock out and buy snacks out the soda machine.
You don't see that as an evolution?
That's a man forced in the evolution. That's
well,
different.
okay.
That's
so
man technology.
Well, I mean,
technology. And that's not even evolution. That's
man technology is the car you drive.
A rocket is as human
as phone in your pocket.
You know what I'm saying? A rocket is no less human than what a hand is like. It's literally an extension of our imagination. It's an extension of what it's literally built custom for. It's like, to think of it any different, I mean, it's a part of humans, just like our hand is, just like our leg is. Like
no organism on the planet can use those technologies.
This is how we advance, is through this very technology.
I agree. We advance with technology.
Yeah, but if the technology is biologically a part of us at that point, how is it not evolution?
No other organism develops technology.
Because that's something that's man-made. If they inject something in you and you start to shift and over years and turn into something else, That's way different. That's forced.
But it's already changed how long we live. It's changed the quality. Like it to think that if it didn't, let's just like continue on down the pattern. In 2,000 more years, it's going to be unrecognizable. Like we're going to be cyborgs. I mean, we're already damn near. Can't.
Yeah, we all gonna be RoboCop back then, but it's
We're
not
all
because we evolved into RoboCop.
Now, would you consider this evolution? Like, I mean, like basically delving into it, Gates, with you being a believer in things like that. Does that conflict with your belief? Like, for example, getting an artificial heart that's going to allow you to live for an unnatural amount of time.
But what is that? Is that evolution? That's not evolution.
Well, no, so this is what I'm asking you. I'm saying, like,
no, I'm not opposed to taking a limb or something if it's going to, obviously. I mean, that's a tough question because who wants to die? You know what I'm saying? If that's going to let you live 100 years, you don't want to die, but then the people around you are going to start dying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, with
but if you die, heaven, Cole. So that's the kind of question there. When you die, you're going to heaven. So, like, for say if I don't believe in God, it's not really a difficult decision to, you know what I mean? Like, I want to make the most out of this life here. For you, I mean, I was really curious about your kind of like philosophical answer, just because I don't know if you feel like that would interfere with, basically, your ability to.
If they said they give me a new heart to live 1,000, I don't want to live. I don't believe I want to live that long and just see people around me dying and dying. I mean,
they could do the same thing too. That's the thing. Like, theoretically, if it's available to you, it's available to your loved ones.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm gonna say no.
We could do it. No.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I want to say yes. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I don't know, man. Honestly, that's a tough question.
Yeah. All right.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I just think technology is literally like humans develop it. It's our imagination. It's literally the extension of the knowledge that we've gained. You know what I'm saying? And that's mental, intellectual development.
Would you be opposed to this? So for Gates, obviously that's like I said, it's a tough question. There's kind of like a philosophical tug, there, because with his theological beliefs, in my opinion, that's why I'm curious. I think it would go against that, extending your life past its natural standpoint. Not we're talking about living, like I said, like 1,000 years. You're just not dying.
That's true. I mean, for me, it's not for that standpoint why I wouldn't do it. For me, I'm just not comfortable with it. Like, for me, probably my son will be comfortable doing it. Right?
Why are you not comfortable?
It's just not. I just don't think I'm just not. It's just not for me.
Well, we're seeing it. We're all on the same page that this is the natural next step for evolution for our species. Why is it that you're not willing to take the step?
No. We're not saying no. I'm not
evolution.
That's the natural. That's
natural. I probably used the wrong word as far as natural.
No, it is natural because it's technology. It's a part of art. We're creating
natural.
It is not, but we're creating it. So it's not like it's there. And it's just there, and we can just go and use it.
It's not an external force that's influencing us without us having influenced it.
Yeah, first. Like we literally create it.
You got to think of technology as a tool that is speeding up evolution. So instead of years and years of gene selection that allow us.
But I don't believe in evolution. You believe in evolution.
Well, gene selections being the one that do that, we can now have machines to do that. And then if our machines are able to do that, genes will play along with this over time. Like, it's speeding up what I believe to be evolution.
I'll tell you like this. If you look at your kids right now, they are probably better with technology than you are right now.
Sure.
Not my kids. Yeah.
So real quick, something else, because I do want to touch on the kids thing. So there's technology now where people can, this is I think what Spoo was kind of touching on, where you can impact the genetics of your children. So it's like if you have a history of heart disease in your family, you can make it where that's not going to be a concern for your child, at least not right out the gate. Obviously, like lifestyle choices could impact that, but
then if you do that for hundreds of years, maybe then you can finally get enough time to where your genes will be able to, instead of dying every when everyone's 30.
And that's Darwin's natural selection thing.
But natural selection would be more part of an evolutional belief than it is like a theologian belief. Natural selection comes from
It's like not. It's like survival of the fittest, basically. Like
that's precisely what
the
evolution
strong
is.
are going to survive, and the weak are going to die. So basically, you're just breeding with strong genes. Is that's the concept?
Allowing yourself longer time to breed and to get these things done. Whereas before, we only had till 40, 30, and then you're dead from a fucking lion. Now, or heart disease or infection. Usually infections and things of that nature.
And then bacteria and sickness and shit.
Right. And now we're able to live till 80 years old, sometimes 100 years old. That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
But I mean, and even if I agree with you guys, at the end of the day, it's well documented that they want to start depopulating the earth. They want these big ups or whatever you want to call them. They want to depopulate rather than populate.
I mean, that sounds like a personal problem for them.
Every single person on Earth could fit inside of Texas alone and have 1 square mile apiece. Every single person on Earth. So we have space. It's a
Texas big
space. It's just the resources. We have to find a better way to. This is why, like, towers, like skyscrapers dedicated to gardening, as opposed to doing long acreage, you could build higher, and that could be more effective. And like things like technology is what's going to make it to where we can have 10 billion people on Earth and not. But if there's like some anarchy shit that goes on and technology fucks up and people use it for bad or whatever the kind of Orwellian shit you want to talk about, then we're fucked. But it's just mainly about the resources, not necessarily the space, but the technology should outpace any of that.
Yeah, definitely. Like we're running out of resource. We're not running out of. We have resources. The problem is that everybody tries to like all the countries try to like basically hold on to all their shit, especially America. We don't like to tap into much of our resources. We like to get all of our shit fucking imported.
Well, something that would be a concern as far as this goes in supporting all those people is industrial farming, to be honest.
Right.
And there's an issue with our soil and things of that nature, and not being able to extract as much nutrients from our food. So those
overused.
But we don't put a lot of money into looking into like how to fix those problems, because those problems are probably fixable. I mean, you have to think about it. Indians used to live on these lands, no problem, hunting, fucking growing crops, all types of stuff.
Washington Commanders fan, by the way, obviously they're Native Americans.
They spray all kind of chemicals in the air, and the stuff soaks into the ground, and then you're supposed to. It's something about every 7 years, I do believe you're supposed to not use that particular ground for like 2 years or something like that, maybe 1 year, or let it reset itself every 7 years. And but another point, y'all can look this up, is they destroyed a whole bunch of crops last year, I believe it was. I mean, farmers were getting paid to destroy their crops.
They actually started
therefore
houses and stuff. They started burning down like food factories. So basically, like people were bringing wherever they were, like big major food factories across the U.S. I guess like when COVID was going on, this is what was really going on behind the scenes. It was all these big food factories just getting fucking on it. All of a sudden, they were just burning down. Every single one.
Government was paying them to burn their crops.
It was the buildings. They were burning the fucking buildings. The whole building's going up in flames, full of food. Fucking just. I mean, it was crazy.
That's my point, saying that they're not trying to populate the world. They're trying to depopulate the world.
This is crazy. I mean, I don't understand. We're importing everything, and that's just the crazy part. I mean, and we're going. It's going to be interesting to see how that.
That's why everything is GMO, genetically modified. Genetically modified for us to consume, and therefore, y'all evolution may happen faster just based off that.
I like that. Let's go ahead and shut this down, man. It's almost 1 o'clock. You've been vibing. Right. I feel like we're kind of at a point where we sort of agree. You know what I mean? In a way, like there's a kind of a common ground on this issue specifically. So it seems like a good time to wrap it up. Spoo, appreciate you, cuz, for hopping on here and just watching in general and showing love always. Gates, you're a maniac. You know what I mean? I got all the love in the world for you, but you're a sick individual. But I'm happy
I'm always first. I'm never next.
There you go. And go ahead. Hey, plug your channel and all that.
Now, y'all already know what your boy do. You know what I'm saying? Gates Open Media. Y'all come check me out. More Than Muscle Fitness. Y'all come. Gates Open Media on YouTube.
Yeah.
More Than Muscle Fitness on Instagram. Y'all come check your boy out.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like how you threw him off to start. And I got Deuce in here with me. Yes, and we're in here. You already know it's the Real Spill podcast. We're vibing. We're gonna try to do some more of these lives. He ended up pulling up on me last minute. We're like Cinco de Mayo. Let's do it. Let's drink and let's just make it a vibe. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe. Go check out Gates Open over there. Spoo, appreciate you. Got to have you in the building again soon. And then other than that, y'all enjoy your May 6th.
Hey,
Will them about to get a divorce over that slap, by the way.
Finally.
No way.